Spider Farmer has updated the SE5000 since we looked at it last time. What exactly have they changed? Thank you to Spider Farmer for sending us this light to use in our upcoming indoor grow. Now let's take a look at some of the differences. Spider Farmer has updated their entire bar-style grow light lineup, and we first saw this with the SE7000 that we recently reviewed. The biggest difference is that they switched from the light bars that plug into a socket in the end bars to this style that connects them with cords. This does a couple of things. First up, you now have some flexibility on how you space the bars on the light. I will be assembling this light per Spider Farmer's recommendations, with the bars aligned with the orange triangles. You can shift it around a bit if you want to though, which is a nice touch. More importantly, this revamp has let them keep the same great performance while reducing the weight from 30 pounds or 13.7 kilograms down to 24 pounds or 11 kilograms. Assembly of the light is going to happen just like it did for the SE7000, and you can get it all assembled in about 15 minutes. We actually received 3 of these updated lights for the upcoming indoor grow in our big tent, as we wanted to upgrade from the SF4000 lights we had in there last time to these. The overall footprint of the light hasn't changed, as it is still 34 inches by 34 inches, which is perfect, and as each corner of our tent is a 3 foot by 3 foot square, these will fit perfectly. We will be doing a tent setup video in the near future showing all of the upgrades we have made to this setup, so make sure to keep a lookout for that video soon. For the light level tests, we are taking PAR readings in a 5 foot by 5 foot square with measurements taken every 6 inches. These measurements are not taken inside a tent, as we want to be able to compare multiple different lights against each other in an upcoming video, and do not want to have to worry about tent sizing for all of the measurements. Remember that a properly sized grow tent will increase your light levels by 10 to 30%, especially around the edges of the space. At a 12-inch height, the PAR reading in the center is 1005, though there are no lights directly over the center, so the levels are higher just outside under the light bars at 1021 PAR. This light will pull 477 watts from the wall at full power, and it goes down from there as you dim the dial. At 80, it pulled 415 watts from the wall. At 60, it was pulling 267 watts. At 40, it went down to 188 watts. At 20, it was pulling 116 watts. And finally, at minimum, it pulled 67 watts from the wall. This draw is a bit lower than what the previous version used, and it has translated into slightly lower light levels across the board. Moving up to an 18-inch height, and the center reading is now at 779 PAR, and the incredible thing to look at with this light is how even the light levels are in the center and how much more spread out the light is over the space. We also took PAR readings with the light dimmed and averaged what the results were, which gives you the PAR X readings on the left. All of the readings shown on the screen are at full power, and to get the light levels at different dim settings, just multiply the shown PAR value by that number. For an example, the center reading at 18 inches is 779, but if we have the light set to 60, we would multiply it by 0.53 and get a result of 413, which will get you pretty close with all of the values shown. At a 24-inch height, the center level is down to 601 PAR, again with an amazing spread from there out. We are still using the Apogee SQ-420 Smart Quantum sensor to take all of these measurements, and it is working out really well. It is just the sensor itself and plugs into a PC to get these readings, so is a bit more affordable than their standalone units. We will leave an Amazon affiliates link to it down below if that is something that you're interested in checking out. Moving up to 30 inches, and the center reading is at 464 PAR, which is still fantastic. The ability to place the driver outside of the tent is going to be amazing with this light in keeping temps inside of the tent down to manageable levels, but it is also nice to have the choice to mount it inside of the tent if you grow in your garage like we do, which can help keep the plants nice and warm even in the middle of winter. We will definitely be setting up the drivers on the outside of the tent this year, which you will see in the upcoming tent setup video that I mentioned. Getting up to 36 inches, and the center light level is at 362 PAR with a gradual drop off out to the edges. I don't think most folks will be hanging their light this high, as you can get a similar light reading by just dimming the light, but it is an option for those looking to get maximum light spread to cover a larger area. Finally, with the light hung at 48 inches, the center light levels are at 241 PAR with around 100 PAR at the far corners. This height gives you some of the best light spread for plants in early veg and would really let you grow a lot of teens in a 5x5 or 6x6 tent. The updated SE5000 is still a great light compared to the one that we have already checked out, and you can't go wrong with either one. The light levels on this one were slightly lower, but I also really like the reduced weight, especially as we will have 4 of them mounted to our tent this year. I still love how spread out the light levels are across a larger area, with less of a focused bright spot in the center. The move towards remote drivers is something that I am happy to see as well, as it can be a battle to keep a tent cool when you have a warm spring like we had here last year. If you want to check out this grow gear for yourself, we will leave a link to it on the Spider Farmer website in the description down below, and make sure to use code GEEKS at checkout to get a discount on your order. For those that prefer ordering from Amazon, we will leave an Amazon Associates link to it in the description down below as well. Using the Amazon affiliate links helps out the channel as we receive a small portion of the sale for sending you their way.